Welcome to my guide on a new quest that was released Monday. And the quest will be Twilight of the Gods, that requires the quest Extinction and Broken Home completed. You'll also need 80 Divination and 60 Thieving. One more requirement is that you will need to meet an NPC in Sistine. So just make your way to the Archaeology Guild, go north, so that you can go to the Elder Godward Dungeon 3. Depending on the entrance, if it's like from the full entrance, you want to go to exactly where I am. A quick way is if you do have the Shadow Pontifex ring, so you can teleport to the cathedral, run west, and then just run to this building. From here, speak to the NPC. Once you have spoken to her, find out if you're able. Yep. Now let's go back to the Archaeology Guild. And for the items required, it helps to have Bladed Dive and Mobile, as you'll be doing a lot of running around. And of course the Archaeology Journal, so you can quickly go to the Arc Guild. So from the Arc Guild, you want to run north. And just like any other update, the game loads like extremely slow for me. So that's why I guess the area, nothing in the world loads. And I guess I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes once the NPCs do load. And we're back. Talk to Sir Caden, and you'll be able to start the quest. Keep in mind, I will be spacebarring everything, but I will give you pretty much the rundown of the dialogue. And that will be the White Knights. They were patrolling and they got attacked by greater demons, but something worse attacked them from the flanking. And that pretty much demolished their whole, I guess, platoon, their strategy and stuff. But anyway, go through the ancient door to the north and hit option 1 to confirm. For here, your map will change, so just change it, and we'll be running to the NPC that we pretty much just spoke to. You can avoid all of the black demons that might spawn. If not, it's perfectly fine. You can also inspect the knights, and it'll give you some pretty interesting dialogue. And for whatever reason, if someone kills a rare demon, it just kills it on your screen too. So it's not really instance, which I'm not sure if that's an oversight or not. But anyway, just continue making your way to the NPC we spoke to at the very beginning. For here, you'll end up seeing Greg, that we do discover his name is Sinus or something. It's some weird spelling. Here we go. Eris Sinus Gallus Saturnine Sinus or something at your service. And then we'll discover that he does have a split personality. And the Dragonkin here, she knows him from his previous name, not who he is. We'll just spacebar through it all. And you'll discover that Greg, he ate a person, so he has a human form of a person now. And he's not actually a white. He's, I don't know the word, it's like a Charlemagne demon. I believe that's from the Family Crest quest. If so, that is amazing, because that was like 20 decades ago. Just continue spacebarring. After that, you should get a dialogue to confirm the yes, I'll come with you now, option 1. And they'll automatically teleport you to the next part of the quest. Once you're here, speak to the Dragonkin, and she'll say that someone locked the entrance to the Abyss Light elevator. You should get a little confirmation and a little cutscene that she'll attempt to open it with her mighty claws, which she's unable to. And Greg will be like, okay, I can do this. But he's unable to open it to himself. So he's like, I tried. Once that is done, click on pull the crane lever on the desk right next to you, and it will say you have no reason to pull it. So, speak to the Dragonkin again. Now attempt to pull the lever and you'll be able to climb up the stairs and search the drawers to the south. You'll find the keys. Next up, go north and pull this crane lever. Search the crate, and that will get you nothing. So search this bookcase. You should be getting, I believe, 1 or 2 books. You may need to search the notes instead of the bookcase. So read the key instructions, and this is your first ever puzzle. So with that, let's climb down the stairs and attempt to open the gate. Now on screen, there is 10 options you can choose, and it's always the same for each player, and it will be option 6, the short purple key. You unlock it, click through the gate, and enter the elevator. After you click through the gate again, go down. Whoa, the map looked a little bit weird there for a second. Continue north. You can talk to the NPCs, but I like to run past them. Pretty much just surge right immediately there, so we're caught. This will pretty much make the 3 generals from the Inferno source come to you, and that will be Cyrillus, Largar, and I guess Dakota or something. I don't know. The NPCs in this quest are going to have like painful names to even say. So we'll speak to them, and they'll just say they're the 3 generals, and they are also looking for the cure for the split personality, and that they were kicked out of the Infernal Source when Zamorak approached them. So just go through all the dialogue, and they're also looking for the cure, and they're asking why we're looking for the cure. Turns out everyone in the world is looking for a cure for the split personality. After you did all the dialogue, it doesn't matter which option you hit, so just put I'm sorry. They must have been very desperate. Now that you're here, we'll be going east. You'll see the famous ghost lady. She'll stare at you, and then she'll move locations. Oh, okay, there we go. Now she moved. I guess I accidentally surged before she even spawned. So continue the path. And walk near her again. And she'll teleport away again. This time, go south and search the crate of syringes. You can search this to get multiple, and I like to get 2. No idea why, I just always like to get 2. Go south, and you want to search the the shelf of potions, and also search the desk. You should be getting, I believe, 1 or 2 books. And then for this, the experimentation, I guess it doesn't really choose which one, but just search the desk. You should be getting a medication testing phase 1. Now we inspect Nador, or whatever his name is, for the journal. Now that that is done, we move on to the next area. So pretty much go north again to the ghost lady. She'll teleport to the next area. We follow her. Once we're close enough, she teleports us again and search the medical tools. Oh, I lied. The spiky chair. You should be getting infernal ashes. Be careful not to scatter them. I'm not sure if you scatter it, you'll be able to get the ashes again for free in that same spot. And then a little fun fact, if you search this crate, you will get a Marcella mushroom, absolutely free. And don't worry, Marcella mushrooms are 8,000 coins, and when you drop it, you're not able to get another, so it's luckily only a one-time fee. We're here, go to the next room for the ghost lady, and she should appear in the very next room behind her. But instead of doing that, go north and get a crate of vial. This one, you can just spam click it and get 1 million vials if you would like. The only issue is they're worth 2 coins, so it's not really worth your time doing that. But anyway, let's speak to the ghost lady. Here she'll be asking that she was looking for a cure, and then all of a sudden the 3 generals appeared. So she kind of hid away, and then she's saying that they're disgusting, and turns out everyone is looking for the cure. So she gives you the break curse spell that was used at her in the Broken Home quest. Once you're here, use a syringe on the ghost lady and ask her for blood. She's like, okay then. Now we go south. We'll be going to pretty much the very first room we went to. So make your way any means possible to the south room. Keep going south and we'll be going to the operating table that has a sink, and we'll just fill our vials with it. You only need 1 vial. It'll say stinky and then confirm. And remember, you only need 1. So you could pretty much just drop all the other vials you got. Go north and we'll be going back to the ghost lady. Now that we have the syringe with blood, use the infernal ashes on the vial of water. You should get an experimental potion number 6. Once you have that, use the blood syringe on the potion, and you'll get the SIPD cure. Speak to the ghost lady, and she'll just tell you, I'll go with you with the generals. And we'll be going back to the generals. Luckily, you can squeeze through the asylum gate even if you have not gotten the gate key. Which, I mean, I think that's a huge overlook, but it's only for this quest. It's not the actual instanced area, so it's perfectly fine. And we'll be speaking to the 3 generals and giving them the cure. Next up, speak to the 3 elders, and they'll just tell you, have you found anything? And it turns out they do know the ghost lady. After a bit of dialogue, you'll hit option 1. Yes, this is best for Greg, as you'll be testing the blood potions on both Greg and the Ghost Lady, who will in fact be cured. So there's Greg. Here's the Ghost Lady. Greg will be transformed back to his original state, which will be an abyssal demon. And the Ghost Lady will be the grotesque monster we see in Broken Home Quest. The cure worked, and don't worry, you left just enough to give it to the 3 generals for them to create their own cure after you did all the hard work. Then they'll tell you about earlier that Zamorak is gathering forces, perhaps thousands of demons, and he'll be approaching his way to Gielinor. After that, you will need to actually report all your information to Falador, because it does involve the White Knights, and Saradomin would like to know the fate of the people that he is about to sacrifice, pretty much. After that, teleport to Falador. And make your way south to the castle. Once you're in the castle, you want to make your way to the east. Go through the doors, and you want to climb up the ladder. Once you climbed up once, you want to go west and climb up the staircase. Afterwards, Saradomin will be on the north wall, and you simply speak to him. Oh, I lied. The west wall. Hit option 1 to confirm to continue the Twilight of the Gods, in which case you'll need to speak to him again. And you'll start to tell him that an army is gathering, and they're getting ready to kill all of the, I guess, the White Temple Knights, the elite White Temple Knights. I'm not sure if Sir Caden is Sir Gary's buddy that is outside of Godward Dungeon 1. But anyway, they'll just tell him to speak to the Duke of Lumbridge, which luckily he's already here. Once you're at the top, speak to Saradomin. Hit option 1 to confirm the Twilight of the Gods quest, in which case the Duke of Lumbridge will be here, and just re-speak again. And then he'll say that he's looking for some payment from the Battle of Lumbridge that, oh my gosh, was like 10, maybe 11 years ago, and he's asking for a small fee of 2 million coins to help repay all the damages and debt. So I'm pretty sure we'll be getting a Lumbridge rework soon with that 2 million loan. Next up, teleport to the Archaeology Guild. And we'll be going to the Infernal Source. So as soon as this does flow with this book, that does require 20 archaeology. From here, go to the pub directly east, and we'll be speaking to 4 White Knights or Temple Knights. So the very first one is Sir Cole, which I believe it's Sir Cole for that famous item that the Dino Kings drop commonly. He'll say that there was someone there at the entrance just directly to the west of us, and there was a cake in the shape of Zamorak and had some red icing, and that The other 2-3 knights will confirm that they've been hearing chanting and mysterious red people in robes. Once you spoke to all 4, you want to go west and go down the left. You'll see an NPC once you confirm, and she will be testing you. And don't worry, if you do not know the correct answers, you can just simply guess, and then she'll just give you the same question. It will be 3 questions. For the very first one, it will be, what is Zamorak's prime belief? It's option 1, growth through chaos. And she'll say, yep, that's right. Next up will be, who's the original founder of the cult? It will be Felipe Wharton, option 3. The very last question, it will be, who did the cult offer sacrifices to? It will be option 2, the Dagon. Once you answer all 3 questions, she'll give you her clothes. Now that we have the 3 outfit pieces, wear it and attempt to go through the secret passage north. Once you're here, we have successfully infiltrated the Zamorakian Infernal hideout. Go north, and you want to speak to Willona. Hit option 1 to join the ritual circle. And this, you pretty much want to repeat exactly what they say. So it'll be option 2. Option 2. And lastly, option 3. You now have 1 out of 5 pieces of information gained. Speak to Audrey, who is just south. She'll tell you about the history and all that stuff. So you'll be 2 out of 5. Go east and right click pickpocket lock. He's on the floor. You can fail this, so just pickpocket him again. And again. And again. Until you finally get a key. Speak to Orman. He won't give you anything, although he should give you some type of stuff. Let's speak to Edda. You'll have now 3 out of 5 pieces of information. Search the crate between the 2 beds. You'll get a spare set of outfits. Let's speak to Orman again. Okay. He's supposed to be giving you another piece of information, but oh well. Now let's speak to Tyan, who is stuck in the cell. And just to free him, your person will tell him, don't worry, we'll convert the Saradomin into a Zamorakian warrior. Which he should be free, and he'll open the gate for him. And you'll have 4 out of 5. And let's speak to Orin again. Hopefully he gives us the 5th one. Okay, nope. Let's speak to Ridley. And yep, Ridley is the person who gives you the 5th. Now that we're here, make your way back to Saradomin on the very top floor of Twilight Castle, and I'll be right back. Next up, we speak to Saradomin. Continue the quest again. Speak to him again. Well, if he loads. Okay, there we go. And you'll now see a new NPC here, Garlanda, I believe. She will ask, what in the world does Saradomin have to offer her that the other gods have not? And then he did say, what about the wings? He's like, yeah, someone else offered me that, but she's like, nope. And he's like, Well, you pretty much, let me see, trying to see what he says. That it's a waste of time. And talk to him again. We should get interrupted as we'll be telling him the report about the cult that we did just intervene. In which case Sir Alvin and Sir Simon will come in to interrupt us, interrupting the lady, saying that people, well, the Zamorak warriors are attacking Varrock, and they're attacking Bergdorb. For here, you'll get a confirmation. You want to hit option 1. Yes, Zamorak must be stopped because he is waging war on absolutely everyone. And since God War Dungeon 3 just ended, everyone is pretty much weak in terms of having the amount of people and support. And I will skip the cutscene because it's pretty much what I just said. It's just that Zamorak is attacking all the forces, and while he's safely away, spawning more minions. Next up, hit option 1. Option 2. Option 3. Once you went through all the dialogues, Guthian's voice, the light and shadow, will tell you, what if we just re-establish the sort of edicts that was in the wilderness? And he's like, that could work, but there will be a problem. Guthian is long gone, and his knowledge as well has been separated into all his little guardians and little minions, I guess you can say. Now that we're here, go down the staircase once. Oh, I lied. Go up this. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was right. Go down the staircase and go south. We'll be speaking to Adrasteia. If she is not here, you'll just need to speak to Saradomin again, just in case you skipped some dialogue. For here, she'll tell you that technically it could be possible to restore the Sword of Edix, although she's not sure how Saradomin will be okay with that. Teleport to the Archaeology Guild using your journal. We'll be going south. And you know how we had that spring festival? Well, turns out the Tree of Banax is a very important keynote. So we'll be speaking to the tree and hit option 1 to confirm. Here, other members of Guthian will appear, and we'll be speaking to Juna. So pretty much, Guthian has been missing one thing that we're able to do, and that is a possible catalyst to repair the Sword of Edix. But there's one little issue. You yourself do not have all the power, in which case all the other guardians will give you all of their strength, so you have all the power of not just one person, but of 5 total people. Next up, we'll need to head our way back to the Falador Castle, hopefully for the last time. So let's go for a dialogue, and I'll be right back once I skip heading to Falador Castle to Saradomin. To get the device or scanner to allow you to find a place good for Edic Sword testing, you will need to speak to Saradomin. And before this, it's suggested to have a wicked hood. After you go through a bit of dialogue, he'll give you a scanner that works for whatever you are thinking about. So don't think about a sandwich or anything like that. And yes, he actually does say that. So let's click on the scanner on the inventory. The very first spot will be the memory hall. So in your currency pouch, you should have a memory strand. If not, you might need to go to the settings and then find it under, it should be, here we go, distractions and deviations. Click it to favorite it, and then it'll be on your favorites, so you simply do there and you'll be teleported right to it. Speak to the archivist, and there is a bank right here, so if you do not have the Wicked Hood, you can get it as you can right here. It'll tell you that this spot is not a good location, and now with your Wicked Hood, you want to teleport to the nature altar this time. And for people who are watching this guide, turns out you cannot do this step while there is a cache active. So from the start of the hour to the 10-minute mark, you're unable to do this step. So you just have to pretty much wait. Once you get close enough to the altar, you should see a little green mystical wisp. You want to interact it. And just in case you don't have the nature altar teleport, you can teleport from the Brimhaven lodestone and run southeast. From here, we will speak to the confused automaton. And again, the energy here is not correct for the area that we were wanting to do. You identify, and there we go. I guess I'm doing the dialogue twice. Oh well. Scan, and this one is going to be a painful area to get to, but you'll want to make your way to any fairy ring possible. And don't worry, if you're a main account, you can actually do something to bypass all of the running in the world. So first, let me go to the lodestone, which is just in Edgeville, which might take me a while. But anyway, for iron accounts, you will actually need to make your way to the level 95 incandescent spot. So if you have the elite Elder Divination outfit, you can right click teleport to colony and just teleport there. And then you will need the 5 bittercap mushrooms, in which case once you're at a fairy ring, select destination. It will be B, J, S. It will be the Lost Grove. For here, turn your map, and you'll be at the spot at Erithal. Now, if you're a main account, you can bypass that completely and go to the group system. Scroll down to boss fights, make sure to click it, go down to Solak, view selected, join queue, and then you will need to ready up your group. This will allow you to teleport straight to here without ever having done the lodestone. The fairy ring. If you don't have access to the fairy ring, let me see, you'll need to make your way to the fairy code BKQ, run all the way west until you get to this transportation. I believe it's a sandstone obelisk looking thing. You'll want to click on it, and it will appear you right here, in which case you just run all the way north. And now we speak to Mirathol. Let's speak to Mirathol. Hit option 1 to confirm. And she will decide to help you because Serene, the elder god that they worship, kind of abandoned her from the last quest in Extinction. Hit option 1. Yes, please send me in. Once you enter, speak to Juna, and she'll tell you, we do require a specific type of item that our friend Asylum already offered to get. So if you have the Master Archaeology outfit, you can right click teleport, hit option 9 for collectors, you want to go to option 4, is aura. And this puts you automatically to the NPC. Now, if you don't have this outfit that does require 99 archaeology, you may need the 99 dungeoneering cape to teleport to the blue dragon resource dungeon and just run south, because this is the Taverley dungeon. If not, you'll need to use a shortcut that requires 70 agility, and if you do not have that, you're going to have to walk around all the way until you are at the Black Knight's base. For here, you'll speak to is aura, hit option 1 to confirm, and she'll tell you that there was a strange request about birds, and she will tell you of a weird recipe, the buttermilk marinade, which is plenty of salt and pepper, a squirt of lemon, and some fresh garlic and Harlander straight on the grill. Now, Harlander and garlic actually makes, I believe, the Guthian's Rest potion that you use to weaken the vampires. Although the lemon, so I might try to see if that's actually an item or not. But anyway, with that, we have to go back all the way to Miracle. So I'll be right back, because that does take me a while to run to. Make your way to Miracle, speak to her, and you may need to pause the video right here, because once we do enter and confirm to enter, we will need to collect 52 energy. But first, we need to speak to Juna for one final time. And I believe we should give her the crate of birds. If not, it's perfectly okay. Once you get the journal, now you want to collect and harvest from the energy springs. These springs do move around. Sometimes, like right there, it gives you 1 energy. You will need to collect 52 of these. So do pause the video, because in the next 5 seconds, I will automatically have the 52 energy. Once you have collected the 52 Guthian energy, you will need to weave rune at the offering cradle. It's just the little rune spear that's in the middle of the screen. You will need to make the whole alphabet, which does take a while, but I mean, each one takes like maybe 3 seconds, since if you spam click it, it does nothing whatsoever. Once you are finally creating the whole alphabet, it's probably one of the most longest parts of the quest so far. You want to collect from the material cart, and we'll be going west. You want to construct 4 empty stone circles. So the very first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth. And now we want to click on each rune, and we'll be making words. For this, it is on screen, and I'm going to fast forward this, as it's going to take a very long time to actually do this. Now the goal is to guess the word halt, gods, and ward in the background, and if you get 1 letter or maybe even 2, you automatically know it will be another word of it, as each word is different for each player. So if, let's say, you have 1 letter right and there's an A, you automatically know it will not be gods. So just change it to either halt or ward, in which case you go to the very middle sphere, click on it, and then click on it again, and it will say ritual 2 out of 3 words have been completed. Once you have completed the first 3 words right here, you will need to go to the crate to the southeast to get another building constructor thingy, so that you can build a 5th ritual thingy, which means you can move on to the 5-letter words, which will be ages, anima, and leave. So collect the crate, go north and build it as shown on screen, although it might be hard with all the text on it, and then continue guessing the words. In my case, I just did leave. If you know maybe the V is correct, or if it's automatically correct, you don't have to worry about it. You'll just have to guess a 50-50 if it's either ages or anima. And then right here, here's what I meant about clicking it. And then I only got the letter E correct. And then A was the right guess, but the wrong spot, which means you automatically know it will be ages. Now let me forward to the next bit. That's ages. And remember, this is different for each player. The words are the same, it's just the order is different. Now that we're 3 out of 3, you will need to build the 6th and final ritual, which means you can start moving on to the 6-letter words, which will be banish, divine, and shield. So I'll be back once we put all of those last 3 rituals correctly. And banish will be the last word for me. So let's start the ritual. And here we discover that yes, we're able to reconnect the Sword of Edix, but there's one problem. Guthian was experienced in the spell. He had millennia to use it. For us, we can only do the spell and we can just banish every single god. Not demigods, so like full-on gods. That's the only exception. So with that, let's make our way to Saradomin in the Felidor Castle. Oh great, the doors didn't even load by the time I got here. That's pretty upsetting. Well, I guess I gotta wait for the ladders to spawn, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, I'll be back once the doors and the ladders and all that stuff load. Okay, climb up the stairs and we'll talk to Adrasteia, which she's there along just north of it, and hit 1 to confirm so that she can call her father, as he is busy guarding right now. So speak to her again, and then she'll ring him, and he's right there. And then you'll tell him that yes, you can connect the spell, but it will banish each and every single god. And we're confirming with Saradomin because Zamorak, he hates Saradomin because he's like a peace lover, so they always fight back and forth. So he decided if he does banish all the gods, it's best to get all the gods permission so that they're not all fighting each other. They'll basically just team up on Zamorak. Speak to Adrasteia again and hit option 1 to be teleported. Now we go north and speak to Saradomin for the 1 and final time. Well, until the mini quest gets released. So speak to him. And remember, this affects all the gods. So Ikarim, he won't be banished outside Gielinor. He's just going back to the underworld, which he previously was in. So he's still maintaining the death and all that stuff. And Azandra, he does count as a god now. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. He's like, well, I have to do what I have to do now. And then you'll have a bit of conversation with you, your shadow and light voice, telling you that this is going to be like the last time, well, until the mini quest, that they'll be able to see, and you will have completed the Twilight of the Gods, which you just hit continue, and it'll say, where are the rewards? The quest is not over. What? The next update is going to be a boss fight against Zamorak. Now, I'm not sure what they mean by next boss update, because I don't think it's like next week, unless it is. So, the mask, the light and shadow, like, you already know what to do, right? He's like, well, I'll just do it like any other boss. I'll wing it on start of release to figure out the mechanics and all that stuff. Which I liked how they did that little ending part, because it's true, and hopefully we get another free death week, because deaths on an iron are extremely hard to get, especially when you get to end game and you have a 3 mil death. Getting money is not quite easy. For main accounts, I mean, you can do anything whatsoever and it's easy money. So with that, you have completed the Twilight of the Gods for 3 quest points, a divination experience lamp for 30,000 experience, 30,000 magic experience lamp, a ring of the abyss, a cosmetic override, the ability to get a chaos die reward tokens from the bosses in Sistine. Now, I'm not sure if this does include normal mode, 1 or 0 mechanic arc glacier, in which case you could easily heavily abuse this and get the reroll tokens massively. You also get a 10% damage reduction in the Zamorak boss fight and his elite dungeon. With that, thank you all so much for watching this extremely long guide on the new quest. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.